Chair Cantwell and Ranking Member Wicker and members of the committee, thank you for this opportunity. And let me start off and congratulate both of you on an extraordinarily strong vote last night. I know how much work you both have put in to what I think is going to be the most significant investment this nation has made literally in decades in terms of scientific research. As I know Chair Cantwell's already gone through, well beyond just chips O-RAN, dealing with post-5G world, but a host of areas about how we grow our workforce, how we make sure we have technology development all over the country, extraordinarily important. And let me also say, I have to acknowledge, as somebody who had the opportunity in my first, I think it was 4 years, to be on this committee, I like what you've done with the room.
Thank you.
Roger, I've not been in here for a long time, so this is like a whole different look than before. So thank you again for this opportunity. And as you indicated, Chair Cantwell, thank you for the opportunity to introduce Dr. Arati Prabhakar. I got to know Dr. Prabhakar when she was head of DARPA, and a institution which, while serving the country, was headquartered in Virginia. And I can't think of a better nominee the president has put forward than Dr. Prabhakar for this head of OSTP. One of the things I think that was the genesis of both Endless Frontiers, USICA, Competes, whatever we're calling it this week, CHIPS, all this legislation was the very active competition the United States is engaged with in competition with China. And I think it's always important when we mention China, at least, that our beef is with the Communist Party and Xi Jinping. It's not with the Chinese people or the Chinese diaspora or wherever. And one of the things that worries me is, China has laid out which technology domains they want to dominate in. And fortunately, if you come to the United States, there's one list from the Director of National Intelligence, another list from CIA, another list from the Commerce Department, a fourth list from OSTP. I think OSTP, when properly led, may be the only place that can look across all jurisdictions about where we may need to make the kind of record investments that under your leadership we will hopefully make coming out of the Senate this week. I think we've all known that recent years have demonstrated the importance of science and technology. We've got to make sure we stay up. I think we've kind of gotten, for a while, a little bit of sleep at the switch, and not only in terms of making investments, but also showing up at the standard-setting bodies. As a former telecom guy, blew me away that with Huawei, it was not only a case of China having a leading company, but it was also they were setting the standards, rules, protocols, and procedures. And OSTP, I think, could play an extraordinarily important role. Dr. Prabhakar has got clearly an extensive background. She was the first woman to receive an applied physics PhD from Caltech, the first woman to lead NIST, and if confirmed, will be the first woman of color to lead the OSTP. I know Dr. Prabhakar, after her tenure at DARPA, had gone back to California, and I think was very happily ensconced in her life back out there. And her willingness to step up and answer this call again for public service is really a benefit not only to the president, but it really is a whole benefit to the country. And I hope in her testimony today, she will be able to make that case. I recommend her very, very strongly, and appreciates the committee's courtesy to let me come by and introduce her.